Outdated tactics. How consulting resumes are hurting job seekers today. For years, consulting resumes followed a predictable formula of buzzwords, certifications, and just enough keywords to pass automated filters. In the early 2000s, that approach worked. The industry was booming, the talent pool was limited, and companies were more focused on speed than substance. Now, the job market has changed. Today, hiring managers see right through inflated resumes, and the tactics that once secured high-paying roles now often lead to rejection. To understand why, it helps to look at how we got here. In 2001, many companies realized that outsourcing technology efforts overseas was significantly cheaper than doing the work in the U.S. This shift became especially critical during the recession that year, when budgets tightened but technology demands grew more complex. The rise of J2EE, .NET, and web technologies made it nearly impossible to stay competitive without investing in modern infrastructure. It didn't take long, however, for most companies to realize that much of the outsourced work failed to meet U.S. standards. While outsourcing remained, domestic hiring resumed. Aside from a brief pause during the Great Recession, technology staffing became one of the hottest industries. With local talent scarce, consulting firms began importing foreign candidates. The model was straightforward. Recruit math whizzes abroad, train them in a popular language like Java while their H-1B petitions were pending, then place them in the United States. On arrival, they often shared cramped apartments and earned well below market pay. Clients were still charged full rates, justified by oversight from a senior architect who billed about $100 per hour, while the junior consultant saw only a fraction of that. After years, once an H-1B finally converted to a green card, these consultants celebrated, left the firm, and expected to earn the same $100 per hour rate directly. The unfortunate truth was that, despite years of experience with U.S. companies, many consultants justified high pay only when backed by their firms, which led to the label point-and-click developers. Over time, automation made this style more common, as development shifted toward established frameworks instead of raw languages like core Java, Perl, or C++ from the 1990s. Ironically, those frameworks became more complex and required a deeper understanding of core technologies and architecture. Still, the old habit of stuffing resumes with buzzwords and certifications persisted, and it eventually spread across the entire consulting space. As applicant tracking systems became standard, some candidates even hid keywords in white font to pass technical filters without actually having the relevant expertise. It's no surprise that many companies and hiring managers grew to strongly dislike this style of resume. It became more about marketing than actual technical ability. Still, the approach persisted. Even today, many consultants fill their resumes with buzzwords from DevOps, cloud platforms, and obscure or hard-to-find technologies. Instead of focusing on networking or targeted job searches, many spend time earning certifications, not to deepen their skills, but to appear more knowledgeable on paper. Job descriptions are partly to blame and only add to the confusion for job seekers. Listing an excessive number of skills that employees would never actually use on the job has become standard. Requiring certifications that no one brings up in interviews remains common, especially among consulting firms. It is just as misguided as demanding a bachelor's degree, even in a liberal arts field, from someone with more than 10 years of proven technical experience. Much of this comes from technical managers handing requirements off to HR, where people with little understanding of the role rewrite job descriptions based on assumptions rather than what the job truly needs. The reality is that even if a resume makes it past initial screening filters, it is often rejected once it reaches a hiring manager. These resumes come across like email spam, even if they promise exactly what the company is looking for. Perception overrides reality, and gimmicks or tricks are viewed as misrepresentation rather than a polished presentation of facts. Many consultants focus more on the promise of higher pay than on finding a long-term fit, since assignments are usually short but often pay better than permanent jobs. Seasoned professionals may also feel certain of their skills and overlook how their resumes actually read. Unwilling to invest in a well-crafted job search, starting with a clear and accurate resume, they become frustrated when the market seems indifferent. They know the value they bring, believe that piling on buzzwords conveys it, and blame outside forces when roles do not materialize. In truth, that strategy once worked only because talent was scarce, not because those resumes were strong. Consulting resumes were once a ticket into a booming industry, but the tactics that worked in the past no longer hold up in a more discerning and saturated market. Today, substance matters more than style. Candidates who focus on real skills, honest presentation, and a thoughtful job search stand out far more than those clinging to outdated tactics. The era of buzzword-stuffed resumes is ending, and it's time for a more grounded approach.